Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High on this Monday edition of the show with your host, Matt McGregor and the Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, buddy?
Morning. I'm good. It was a great weekend, a bunch of family dinners and birthdays. And that's it. My last week up in the Northeast. And travel begins as of this Friday. You guys will see me all over the place.
Yeah, can't wait. Follow Tone on Instagram to keep abreast of where he's going. I'm going to dive straight into the charts because I don't think there's any reason to keep talking. Here we go. The MRI, as the start of this week has begun, is fine for me. This at the moment could possibly be like a 1 to 4 candle correction if we have a stellar week and get back on and round this thing off beautifully and continue. But that's being very, very positive. For me, there's nothing really to report here. On the lower time frames, I can start to see something developing. And I can see there's definitely more than a 50-50 case that we can recover from here. But I need to see us get above the 7 simple moving average at 113,500, right? Until we're above 113,500 on the weekly scale, I'm not excited about this. I could see us hitting that 113,500, getting rejected, and continually going down. This kind of environment is where you get cut to death. A million cuts, tiny little paper cuts that'll bleed your account out. When the wave is red, as it is right now, I am not interested in Bitcoin until we see some, positive upside, sustained positive upside. So looking at some of the oscillators as they stand right now, going from bottom to top, MACD suggesting a lot further downside. That looks very, very treacherous. There, Socrates' EXA is just pointing straight down. We had the bearish cross, bearish cross in the past, and this is just another one of those where we're just coasting on its way down. The copy curve, I kind of selfishly, or just for a good, good analysis, I kind of want this to go below the zero line and just, it doesn't have to be months and months, but just round over. I want to see us kick into the end of the year. I want to see the price crash. I want to see a serious dip that we can, all the good traders and the ones who watch this show can really load up on, and then we can get back in when this copy curve rounds back again. We get the phantom signal. We get all like the ducks coming in a line. I think that there's a chance that that's going to happen. Like, this could just meander and trend down, to 100,000, whatever. I don't know. And then get a really strong kick into the end of the year. I think that's the best case for, the best case is we recover today. But I mean, other than that, I think that's a really strong signal if we were able to do that and avoid this being like the perpetual top for like this cycle and going into like a 3-year downtrend. Just to have a nice, 6 months where we ramp, the final push is a round down, touch on some of these simple moving averages, stay above the 96,000, and then rebuild from there going into the end of the year. I think that'd be a fantastic occurrence if it happens, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to go down the daily right now. This is like a really good, as I said, we'll go down the lower time frames. I'm seeing more of a case, a bullish case here, right? We put in that low that came down and broke the wave down at 107. We put in a higher low, and we're sort of breaking that neckline as we speak. I would see this as a trade, a very decent trade right now, because really from breaking that neckline, and you might get a throwback to that neckline in the next few hours. And when the market opens in the US or whatnot, but then like this sort of gap here has a stop loss. This is crudely drawn, but I can see this is a good one. I think if we lose, I got the wrong ones here, but if we lose this line here at 110, if we lose 110, I'd be out. But I can see a case for getting in now and riding that up to that 113 zone, where I think there's the same point on the daily time frame. We're going to struggle. That 30 simple moving average on the daily, the 7 simple moving average on the weekly, I think we're in for some trouble to get a throwback. So I could see a trade on the cards right now. And on the 4-hour time frame, I think you'll see that even clearer. So sort of intra-week positive, but I'm not fully blown bullish as it stands. All right. So this is what I was talking about. This we came above the moving averages. We came back, stayed up above the 30, and now we're having a good kickoff. The MRI count is fine. And wouldn't you know it, that 113 zone, that's across the board here. We break 113, and I think that we have some real upside, but I'm not confident we're going to break 113, but I think there's a trade in the interim, a good $1,000 move in Bitcoin. I think it's on, and then you just wait and see what happens when we get up there. Don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit positive, but I think that I'm satisfied that we're putting in these higher lows here as we continue. If we can put in a higher high here, I think there's a chance for a trade on the table. I'm coming back to you now, Tone, in the studio in New York City, New York State. Hey guys, I haven't got the tab brought up, but if you want to trade, you got to get on to Blowfin. They're the best non-KYC exchange we have. We also have BitGet, which I really value as well. If you don't worry about KYC, I think that's a really, really good exchange, top 3 exchange. But more than anything else, jump in the Discord because I'm posting live trades in there. We've got a great community, over thousands of people in there, great communication, great trades. We've been posted all the time. And of course, the free trading bots, if you're interested, all the links in the description below. Tone, what do you reckon, mate? What do we got? We feeling a little positive today?
A little bit. I mean, we still need more, but
Right.
but it's a good start, right? So we'll peek at the monthly chart. We're halfway covering the body of the last candle. Look, it's not out of the question. Oops. It's within the realm of possibility that this month could close as a brand new all-time
Right.
high month, and people will still be disappointed, right? Because we're still going to be like 15% below the all-time high. But if we can get a brand new monthly closing high, that's a bullish sign, and we will be then 3 months away from a monthly MRI top. Now, I still think we need a monthly MRI top that's going to be closer to 140 than 110. But somewhere around 140, that would be a nice blow off top, potentially the top of the actual bull market. Because remember, my minimum target for this bull market is between like 140 and 160. I mean, that's where I think a reasonable top for this bull market is. And, a great top for this bull market is going to be near 210. But as long as we are in the vicinity of this next Fibonacci extension, that's fine. And to me, that vicinity is, like I think I've said before, between 142 and 162. That's basically where I want to see us this year. That would be ideal for this year. If it's January, that's fine too. Okay, that's the monthly chart. The weekly chart still has several weeks to go before we get a green star candle. It's impossible to get a green star candle this week, and it's almost impossible for us to get a green one this week. To get a green one this week, we need a brand new weekly closing high. That's unlikely to happen because now we need a weekly close above 120,000. It's possible. I'm not expecting it. However, next week, all we need is a close above here. Next week, all we need is a close above 113.5. And I think that is very, very reasonable. But that only gets us a price flip. That only gets us a green one. That doesn't get us a green star candle. To get a green star candle, we will need one additional week. What's up?
Ironically, brother, that 113,500 is exactly the same mark that I spoke about in all my analysis. It's like the same point, right? Exactly the same area. So we're looking at the same thing.
Right. That's okay. We need to close above that next week, and then the week after gets us a green star candle. Once we get a green star candle, I'm going to be as bullish as I've been for a while. Look at the last 2 green star candles. We had one back at the end of June that led into a new all-time high where we moved from approximately 109 when the green star showed up all the way to 125. That's a pretty good move. That's a $15,000 move. That's almost 15%. It's about 12% on that. And the prior Green Star candle did even better. That was a Green Star candle shows up at 95, and that gets us up to 112. So that's about a 20% move. So the last two Green Star candles were absolutely awesome. Now, now the prior two did not do as great, but the prior two were coming off after an MRI top. That's not what's happening. Wow, why am I have too many things drawn on this chart, and things are moving unreasonably slow. The prior two Green Star candles were coming off an MRI top, and those are a little bit riskier than the ones that are coming off MRI buys versus MRI tops. They're a little bit riskier. Now, I was, of course, bullish here in January on this second Green Star candle, a little less so on the first one because it was coming off after an extended bear market. But here is the one before that, and it absolutely did great. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that weekly Green Star candle to really kick us off into that new all-time high swing. Now, let's talk about that snowball I've been referring to ever since the early September. On the daily scale, that was our snowball. We were seeing how it's developing, and right now it's developing very, very nicely. We are looking at a brand new daily closing high, and this will be the highest daily closing high since August 28th. And if we just go up a little bit more and close above 112.7, it will be the highest daily closing high since August 24th. That would be great. And we have now used 128-day as support. We did it 2 times. And we're now breaking the 50-period moving average. And this was that first area of resistance. We have the more significant area of resistance as the combination of the 20-period moving average plus the MRI resistance line plus the break of the prior swing high. And all of that is coming in between 115 and 117. If we can just get over that 117 on a weekly Green Star candle, I think we're off to 140. I just don't see anything stopping it. It will take a little while for us to, flip that, flip your alphanumerics. But I also don't think it's going to happen very quick. We were being squeezed between the two moving averages, and we are now breaking out. Today is only Monday. Can we assume we're going to close here? I would not assume anything yet. But if we can close today above 112 and we are breaking 113 tomorrow, then there is a fair assumption that we should at least challenge that 115, 116 resistance zone. And the faster we get to it, the better it is because we can then utilize the rising 128-day and the turning of the 50 period as additional support to then drive us over that resistance hump. So I am feeling bullish, but once we get that Green Star candle tomorrow, and if that Green Star candle on the daily tomorrow remains there at the close, now I'm feeling very bullish. And all we have left is this one last area of resistance because this area of 120 is not resistance to me. That is just a breakout zone for acceleration. We have one last resistance zone to deal with, and that's it. And that resistance zone is between 115 and 117. Once we're above 117, I have no concerns whatsoever. The 5-minute chart, here's our 10 a.m. reversal. I wouldn't say it's a strong reversal, and this looks like nothing to me, but if we can get over 112.5, if we can get to a new daily swing high, Now we're talking, and now I think 113 is definitely something we should look to close above. Definitely behind on the cycle. I think that the shitcoin era is over and Bitcoin should dominate. Gold is coming up on a weekly MRI top next week, and we already have extension B as well. So that is a very, very good sign. Looks like I'm not displaying extensions. Let me look at extension details. I want to see what else is happening in the background there. Is there another C coming in? No, that's it. There is no extension C. That's kind of strange. So we have, okay, yeah, so extension C ended a while ago. Extension A ended and extension B just ended, and the MRI top's coming in tomorrow. I think gold's going to top. What does that mean for Bitcoin? I'm not sure. But next week looks like a beautiful top for gold. Will it match a daily MRI top? Let me see where we are. Waiting on the MRI on gold. Should be an MRI top around here. There it is. Okay, good. We have one more MRI top in us. We got a green star candle. We still have about 8 days on the weekly. So we can have a daily MRI top at the very end of next week or the early week after. And that should be in line with the weekly MRI top. So if gold can rally into, say, 37.50, maybe even 38, that would be a beautiful, beautiful textbook blow off top on gold. But from a weekly perspective, there will be more to go. Oh, from a yearly perspective, gold should be topping this year. Interesting. Very interesting. This could be it. I mean, gold 4,000. If we can get a massive rally in gold close to 4,000, that should be the top for the year. That would be very, very interesting. Very interesting. We're going to keep an eye on gold here. This also means silver should top around 45 or 50. Let's go take a look at silver. Silver is at 41 right now. If silver can rally above 45, here's the weekly. See, silver has a little more upside. Silver still has like 4 or 5 weeks to go on the weekly. But silver only has 2 months to go on the monthly. They are very, very different in terms of gold versus silver. So silver should be topping in the next few months. Gold still has a lot more months to go. But on the yearly chart, silver still has several years of upside, according to the MRI. But the top could easily be made this year as well. Look at the last 2 silver annual MRI tops, man. Look at this. How insane is that, Matt?
Yeah, it's wild, mate. It's wild.
Not to mention the MRI buy right here. Look, and even the prior second consecutive MRI top annual, it was a high, and then for the next 4 years, gold was going down. Silver was going down.
I mean, and even to get to that high, it looks like nothing now, but that was still probably a 50, 60, 70, 80% move or something in the price.
Way more.
Right.
Like 200, 300%.
I haven't got my glasses on. That's way too small for me to eyeball from here.
No, it went from, this was in the 60s, man. It was 175%.
Yeah. Yeah, look, you're getting a lot of hate in the comments because you bashed Ethereum when it was $9. You bashed silver and blah, blah, blah like that.
Oh, no. Let's correct it. I bashed Ethereum when it was 90 cents, not $9. It was always a fucking scam.
Yeah. And, hey, what do you do?
Well, that's a good question. What do you do? What do you do with Ethereum? It's fucking useless.
Why didn't you invest in Amazon when he was still in the garage, dude? Like, you should have done that.
Yeah.
And I listen, between the audience, Tone, myself, and God, I think Tone's done pretty well out of his own choices. So don't stress.
So the other day, someone asked me to look at the gold-silver ratio. We're going to do that right now to close us out. I'm just waiting for the daily MRI top on silver. Yeah, from a daily... oh, no, that's a weekly. From a daily perspective, looks like we should be topping very soon, unless we already topped. Yep, we already topped. Ooh, that's a decent green star candle here. Yeah, you know, gold and silver can really have a blow-off rally. That would be great. By the way, Wall Street would absolutely love it. Everyone thinks that Wall Street and the evil bankers are suppressing gold prices. My argument has been they will sell you all the gold in the world. Gold at 4,000, silver at 50. They will sell it to you. They will manipulate this shit into 4,000 and into $50 because the amount of dumb people that are going to buy silver at 50 and that are going to buy gold at 4,000 is insanely high. And that's when there will be nobody else left to buy. And prices are going to drop 20, 30%. So I am looking for massive tops in gold at 4,000 and massive tops in silver at 50. I may even consider some futures trading at that point to go short.
Tone, we've got a really good question here. You lost out on generational wealth if you listen to Tone, and even if you only bought Bitcoin. Tone, I'm angry with you that you didn't tell me to put $1 million into Ethereum when it was 91 cents.
Right, but I don't understand. Why is a person cherry picking Ethereum, right? If you go to CoinMarketCap,
why didn't you tell me to buy Fartcoin, Tone? You
right. Like if you go to CoinMarketCap, right, there are how many shit coins? 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, right? I used to keep a spreadsheet. I still have it somewhere. Hold on. I have a shitcoin. Let me search my Google Drive. Shitcoin history. I used to maintain this. Watch. You're going to like this. So here is peak position of other shitcoins, right? Like right now, Ethereum is at number 2. But look what used to be at number 2, Aurora Coin. Right? And Litecoin was at number 2. And XRP was at number 2. I can make an argument that XRP was at number 1 at one point, actually. There was like a 2-day stretch. If you count the Ethereum that the Ripple that they created, but didn't, but the founders held on to it. Right now, Ethereum's Namecoin was at number 3. Peercoin was at number 3. Paycoin was at number 3, right? Some of these are down 100%. They don't even exist anymore, right? Omni was at number 4. So why is a person cherry picking Ethereum? What made Ethereum special, right? But
I'm bored with it. I'm bored with the chat. This is stupid.
Like the only reason why you are ripping your hair out over Ethereum is because it's at number 2 right now, right? But everything you're saying about Ethereum, people were telling me about Aurora Coin back in March of 2014 because I was already on the internet in March of 2014 talking about the shit coins.
Yeah, so, and you're also talking about Bitcoin like way over a decade ago, you know.
Dash was at number 3. Everyone thought this was going to take over the world. In fact, this was a dark coin back then, and I actually thought if anything had a chance, it would have been this scam. And they're down way more than 98%. We need to update this spreadsheet, actually. Some of these don't even exist anymore.
Most of them don't exist anymore. But
here's the thing. It's not that they don't exist anymore. It's just that where were they when they did exist? The Dow was number 5 on CoinMarketCap in 2016.
Yeah, but the whole thing doesn't make sense. The argument's null and void for me because you're not buying 5 million. You're not happy sitting at home, sleeping at night, holding $10 million worth of, what is that? fucking Neo. What I don't know what this shit is. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you can't-
In
Yeah.
2017, BitConnect was at number 6 on, and everyone was saying it's going to be the future.
yeah, yeah.
People are just fucking crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's wind it up. Done.
Yeah. Last time I updated this, Bitcoin's all-time high was 68,000. By the way. All
yeah,
right.
and you can buy Ethereum if you want Ethereum. Go for it. Go nuts. Who cares? I don't care what you do.
So let's talk about the gold-silver ratio. The gold-silver ratio hit a swing high. Wasn't an all-time high, but it came close. This is the weekly chart. Sorry, monthly chart. And in May of this year, May of this year, the gold-silver ratio hit an MRI top, and now we're pulling back a little bit. We had a 1 to 4 candle correction, and I think that's over. So I think gold is going to once again start appreciating faster than silver. And you can see the trend in this chart. We can look at the annual version of the gold-silver ratio, and you can see that the gold-silver ratio is trending up, and it's making this massive triangle. And I think that thinking that silver is going to continue to outpace gold is crazy, considering the low was made in 2011. In 2011, silver was at its highest peak versus gold in 40, 50 years. This is where silver is the highest and gold is the lowest, and has been trending in gold's favor ever since. Over the last month or two, you may be seeing that silver is outpacing gold. It's been happening since May, but the trend is going to reverse again, and gold will be the better investment versus silver, because gold is a better investment versus silver. Silver is just more volatile, and expect that to turn around. All right, nothing interesting in oil. S&P 500, here's a 5-minute chart. There was no 10 a.m. reversal. We are in consolidation, but I really like this breakout. Man, once the S&P breaks this line right here, I would be very interested in going long the S&P, which means that Bitcoin should be also breaking out right now on our 5-minute chart. Here is Bitcoin on our 5-minute chart, and you can see that we are now higher than the prior swing high, and we are almost at the daily swing high, just like the S&P. We are back in correlation, and it's all looking good. I'm going to flip this to an hourly chart. There it is. This is nice. We're about to get a green star on the hourly candle next hour in 30 minutes, and that should be very, very good for Bitcoin. There goes the S&P. Bitcoin should be bullish as well. I'm now going to delete this line. That is very, very bullish in my view. And everything is looking great. By the way, the Fed is now over 100% expected to lower the rate. This is a 25 basis point move, and that's a 50 basis point move to the downside by the Fed. We will keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at Max Payne and see if we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to rise or be lower by end of current prices higher. So Max Payne is suggesting a little bit of a pullback, but the big one is next week, and that is way lower at 60. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully, Bitcoin continues to rally. I would like for it to rally. All right. On this note, it's been 30 minutes. The show lasted, and I am good. We can call it a day. I didn't really look at any of the live chat unless there's something interesting there.
No, it's been a garbage bloody fire. No, just kidding. It's been fun. Really fun. Let's go. It's late. I'm ready. Done. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow.
People are saying someone sold 24,000 Bitcoin at one time and rotated to Ethereum, and the other 150. Great. Look, there's two end results. If someone is selling tens of thousands of Bitcoins and rotating into Ethereum, there is only two possible outcomes to that. One, that person is going to lose all of their money, just like Jihan Wu and Bitcoin Cash guys, or two, eventually they're going to sell Ethereum, and guess what they're going to buy? Bitcoin, right? So this is not a problem. This is actually a good thing, okay? I have no problem with that. Either way, this is bullish for Bitcoin.
And on that bombshell, thank you everybody for watching. Please tune in tomorrow. We'll be back doing another show. I think Bitcoin's got a real chance here, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yep. All right. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you all tomorrow or Wednesday. Let's see how the price goes.
Yep. Let's do it.